Morning, good afternoon, or good evening. From any part of the world, my name is Tony Hernandez Pumarejo, and I'm an advocate for people that are diagnosed with autism and other disabilities from around the world. I'm also a person in the autism spectrum, and then I do different jobs within the community. First, I'm an author, writer. I'm the author of the book called An Autism Unscripted Life, which I talk about my life in the autism spectrum from childhood all the way to adulthood. I talk about the challenges that I dealt with in school, in my life, in the spectrum, and how I was able to overcome those challenges to achieve my goals in life. Also do full-time employment as manager. I'm an advocate, public speaker, motivational speaker, and TV collaborator with the Spirit Orlando. So it's an honor and a privilege to be with all of you today. First things first, I want to give you thanks. I want to thank you for being with me here throughout this journey so far. As we have gone, step by step with the principles of Autism Purpose. As you remember the last video, we talked about autism acceptance and understanding and why it's important for our community. If you have not, and also we talk about awareness in the first video. So if you not watched those videos yet, I highly suggest you do, because in order to understand what Autism Purpose is, you need to go to know what each of these principles mean and why it's crucial in order to achieve our mission as a community. But if you watch those videos, then you're fine. Hopefully you did, and we can move along to the next principle of Autism Purpose, which is going to be hopefully wrote it right. If not, my apologies. What I'm trying to mean is commitment. The third principle of Autism Purpose is commitment. Why commitment? First, because it is crucial to be fully committed, to 100% to helping our population, helping each person in the autism spectrum, from childhood, from children to adults, working with them step by step in order to achieve his or her potential in life. Because each person with autism has a purpose, and we need to be fully committed in making sure that we're able to overcome the obstacles, overcome the rejections that I know many of you, especially parents and other family members, have to go through in order to get the very best for your child. It's and I know it's frustrating. It's a fight. When you're dealing with school, when you're dealing with other areas of society that are dealing with rejection because they don't want to help your child for different reasons, don't want to deal with him or her, don't want to because it's too risky or because it's incapable of living a normal life like most people do. I know that frustration, and I know that it's a fight every single day. And what's even more of a fight, and which I want to mention right now, not to offend or criticize anyone, is the lack of unity a lot of times in our community because of different issues, such as people not recognizing or accepting autism, people seeing autism as a disease, or don't recognize that or you support a specific organization, or because one organization is doing it the right way, another organization is doing it the wrong way. Unfortunately, as a community, and I'm just being honest, we're not that fully committed or towards the mission, which is the same mission of the autism community, which is to provide a better quality of life for each person in the autism spectrum. A lot of times we have debates as and internal discussions in terms of how to proceed with each person with autism. We have the debates of parents and families that their voices are being heard more than the self-advocates, and vice versa, or that the self-advocate says that we need to hear their voices first, and vice versa. All these debates that are affecting our community, or that we have people saying, "Well, you don't speak for me. I speak for myself." As a person in the spectrum. All those debates, all those issues, which many of you are watching this video are fully aware of what I'm talking about. And as a result, even though we have the mission, and we want, all of us are striving towards the same goal, which is to provide a better quality of life for each person in the autism spectrum and achieve a more independent life, we're not that united as a community. And in other words, we're not fully committed as a community towards putting our differences aside and working together towards that common goal, which is to achieve a better quality of life for each person in the autism spectrum. And as I said, I said this with all due respect because I work as an advocate. And I recognize all the work of different organizations, different autism organizations, and what they do for the community. I'm not here to criticize a specific organization or anything, because that's the thing that we need the least right now. We as a community, we need to unite in order to achieve our common goal. Overcome those differences. I'm not saying that we agree on everything, but that we can agree on certain points and start the conversation, so that way we can do what needs to be done in order to help our autism population achieve a better quality of life. And I know that's what it is, being committed, fully committed, having that commitment of achieving that mission. Be fully committed. When I also talk about commitment, I talk about being fully committed towards going through the, as a parent, as a grandparent or caretaker that is taking care of their child with autism or an adult child with autism, to be able to see it through that person, that child is achieving and living their life as independent as possible and achieve a better quality of life. Because as I repeat in the last video, each person with autism, regardless of the challenges or the functionality level, have a purpose in life, and they can make significant contributions towards our society. But that's why and I know it's a fight. And as a parent, you go to different areas of society, you get rejection, or they don't want to help your child. And because we have a lot issues in our community, our society doesn't take us very seriously, and then they can proceed as like nothing is happening. That's the reason why we need to be fully committed as a community in order to achieve our common goal of providing a better quality of life for people in the autism spectrum. And so that way, as a community, we can create a commitment from our society to help each person with autism and other disability in providing the programs, the resources necessary, case by case, so that way they can achieve a much better quality of life, which is what we should all be striving for. So again, commitment. The third principle of Autism Purpose: be fully committed, be united as a community, be committed to the mission of providing a better quality of life for each person in the autism spectrum. While a united community, we can put more pressure into our society, towards our society can be more accepting of people with autism, and they can have a commitment of helping people with autism achieve a better quality of life and making significant contributions to our society. So overall, right now we have awareness, we have acceptance, and we have commitment. But still, it's not enough. So on the next video, I'm going to talk about the fourth and final principle of Autism Purpose, which is action. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like to comment, again, this is my point of view. If you agree or disagree with what I say, please write it down below, and let's have a healthy debate. So thank you so much for being with me here today. Again, this is Tony Hernandez Pumarejo, and I wish you a great day, or great afternoon, or a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.